Hello, Saturnians. So, today I want to share with you everything that I know about candle magic. Candle magic is a fundamental aspect of witchcraft, and there is just so much a witch can do with a single candle. And sometimes I see some people talking about candle magic in a very superficial way. And of course, every witch is different. So today I just want to share with you my perspective and how I use candle in my practice. So, yes, let's get started. And if you're new here, welcome. Please say hello in the comments so that I know who you are. And subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're coming back to my channel, thank you so much. So here I have a simple white candle. This is one of those candles that you can find everywhere. And you can use this candle for almost everything, okay? So if you don't have a candle in a color that corresponds to the thing that you want to achieve, you can always use a white candle and it's gonna work, with only a few exceptions, and we'll get to that in a minute. But in case you want to use color correspondences, you can use pink for, love, affection, friendship, relationships in general. A pink candle always works. You can use a blue candle for, maybe you have a public speech, you need to study, you need to pass an exam, you need to have an important conversation with somebody, then you should use blue. Blue works for anything related to the intellect and communication. Use green for material manifestations to attract money, wealth, and abundance in general. Also, if you want to buy something or receive something as a gift, you should use green candles. And finally, black candle. Black candle is very good for banishing spells, to keep somebody away from you, to remove toxic situations. And it's also used to attack somebody, but I'll offer you a better alternative to that. You can use one of those candles with multiple colors if you have multiple purposes with a single spell, okay? So, what is more important than color, in my humble opinion, is the size of the candle. Yes, size matters, guys, and let me tell you why. So here I have a small birthday candle, standard white candle. This one is a little bit larger. It's a red candle. And I also have one of those that takes 7 days to burn. I actually also have one that takes 21 days to burn entirely, but it's impossible for me to show it to you now because it's actually burning. Alright, so why is size more important? Because the time a candle takes to burn entirely indicates how long the effect of the magic is going to last, okay? So if you want to manifest something in the long run and you want long-lasting results, it's not a simple spell. It's not something that you want to manifest tomorrow and see the results tomorrow and then, forget about it. No, you're going to use a large candle that will take at least 7 days to burn if you're aiming at long-lasting results. Maybe you want to achieve a shift in your life, a huge transformation. It's not something that you only see the result tomorrow, like quick cash. For quick cash, you could use a little one like this one, okay? Something that you need to pay tomorrow, and maybe you need $20 and you don't have it. You use this little candle. But if you're trying to manifest, long-term financial stability, you would use the large one. So I think you see the difference here. Small candles for simple magic and large candles for spells that will take a while to work, but once they start working, you will see long-lasting results. Okay, of course that there are some spells that you will need a regular candle every day or every week for a while instead of a large one. And I'll get to that also. Right now, I am going to show you a simple spell with a pink candle that you can do every week. Once a week is enough. When you want to keep the flame alive, maybe you're dating somebody and you just want to keep that person interested in you. All right, so here I have a little piece of paper in which I wrote the petition or the sigil. And I'll have a different video explaining how to create sigils and petitions, but I think all of you already know what that means. You write what you want in this little piece of paper, and if you have a picture of your loved one, then you can put the picture either under, the little candle holder like this, or you can burn the picture along with the paper. I personally prefer to burn the picture, but I know many of you will not want that, so you can just put under the candle holder, okay? And yes, you can do this on a Friday because Friday is ruled by Venus, and because this is a love spell, we're gonna do it on a Friday night. You have your loved one over, and this is the most important thing that I want to tell you, is that this is not a spell to attract somebody that you still don't have. This is for somebody who is already in a relationship with you and you just want to keep the flame burning. Okay, so I am putting here a little bit of honey over rose petals. These are dried, but you can use fresh ones as well. So everything is mixed together here. The petition or the sigil, the honey, and the rose petals. I have here a little piece of cinnamon and the picture under the candle holder, okay? And I'm gonna use a pink candle. So you will have your loved one over for dinner or maybe to watch some Netflix, whatever. By the way, this is my anointing oil that I made myself for these kinds of spells. But as I was saying, you're going to have your loved one over for dinner or whatever, and you will leave this candle burning on your bedside table or near your bed where you will be, having a good time with your loved one. So here I have an anointing oil that I made specifically for that. This is how you anoint a candle. I want to feel the oil in my hands and I will massage that candle with passion. And as I am massaging the candle, I am thinking and visualizing and saying the name of the person, okay, many times, and visualizing having a good time with my loved one. And yeah, I really like to feel the candle in my hands. Take some time visualizing and massaging and feeling the whole thing. So what you're gonna do is you will have this candle burning exactly like this near the bed where you're having a good time with your loved one, or maybe near the couch, on the kitchen table, whatever. But it's important that your loved one can see the candle. And if they ask questions, you don't need to say what's going on. You just need to say that, you wanted some candle burning to add some vibe. And that's why I like to burn the picture along with the sigil, because they could see that their picture is under the candle holder, you see. So yeah, I'll teach you in another video how to make this anointing oil. But basically, you anoint your candle, you burn it with rose petals, cinnamon, honey, the sigil or the petition, and you have that burning. And you repeat the process next Friday. You can keep doing this every Friday to keep the flame alive. Alright? So this works every time. Again, this doesn't work if you're not in a relationship with your loved one. Then we have a different kind of spell that is a little more complicated, because we're trying to attract something that you don't have. Alright? So now I am going to show you something different. So here I have one of those beeswax candles that you can unroll. And this is a good one to burn pictures, sigils, and petitions inside the candle. So I'm just going to unroll like this. And here's my oil. Again, I'm gonna put in my hands first. And I also have some herbs from my garden. Here I have rosemary. You can use the herb that corresponds to, what you wish to achieve. And rosemary is very good for removing toxic energies. So maybe you have an enemy or somebody you don't like. What you could do is you could mix rosemary with anointing oil like this. And inside the candle, you could use either a sigil like this one, or the person's name and birthday and information you have about that person. You could even use a piece of the person's hair if you have it, and you just put inside the candle and you roll the candle like this, and everything will be mixed together. The oil, the herb, and the sigil or the picture, or a little bit of their hair, whatever you have. Now, this would make the person stop doing what they are doing. But because this candle burns real quickly, this is not a long-term thing. This is something that I could use in case, maybe somebody at work did something that you didn't like, and you want them to stop, or maybe they're spreading rumors about you and you want them to stop. That's simple, but you're not really removing the person from your life forever. So yeah, this is a simple thing, okay? It's not one of those long-term spells. And because you established a connection between you and the flame, you should pay attention to what is happening to the flame, because that's a good indicator of, the result of your spell. Ideally, the candle would burn in a slow and steady way. If it burns too quickly, this is usually an indication that your energy is being completely drained by this situation. So maybe you need a more powerful spell than this. If it burns in a slow and steady way, that means that it's enough, right? What you're doing is enough. And if the flame dies before the candle is burned completely, then you don't have enough energy to complete this spell. You have to work on your energy levels, okay? So yeah, watch the flame. And here is a more powerful banishing spell. So here I have in a jar graveyard dirt. I also have the person's picture, their name, and a little bit of their hair. I cannot show you because I already closed my jar and I don't want to open it now. Because this is a more powerful and a long-term thing, don't worry, I'm not trying to harm the person at all. What I am doing here, I am using graveyard dirt to symbolically represent the death of this person in relation to me. I no longer want to see this person. I no longer want to talk to this person. I want this person to forget that I exist. I'm not going to use this anointing oil for that. I have one specifically for these kinds of spell, and I'm also gonna teach you how to make this oil in future videos because this is a very, very powerful oil. Okay, I have rue inside this bottle with a very powerful oil. So for this, I need a large black candle, again because I want permanent, long-lasting results. I don't want a person to simply stop doing something. I want them out of my life completely. And again, I am not causing any harm to this person. Let me tell you something, guys. As a seasoned witch, I have learned this the hard way, but it's not worth the effort. You waste a lot of energy trying to cause harm to somebody. Instead of causing harm to somebody, you should work on bringing abundance and prosperity to your life. And when you have that, you're not going to spend any energy trying to cause harm to other people. So what I am doing here is I'm doing this spell to get somebody out of my life so that I don't have to spend any energy on them anymore. Does that make sense to you? So yes, graveyard dirt is an ingredient that many witches use to cause harm, but believe me, my intention here is different. I use these ingredients symbolically, all right? And here is a piece of advice if you are suffering for love. If you are always creating spells to attract a specific person and you're not having any success with that, I would suggest that instead of creating love spells again and again and again, you try a banishing spell so that you don't have to waste not even a little bit of your energy trying to attract a person that doesn't want you. So banishing spells for me, sometimes they are more effective than love spells. Instead of trying to attract somebody, maybe you want your ex back and he's not coming back, so instead of trying to attract them again, try a banishing spell so that you don't have to waste not even a little bit of your energy trying to attract a person that doesn't love you. You know, a banishing spell is way healthier in this scenario. Okay, so now I show you how to keep your magic in effect for a long time. So here I have a jar. This spell I created years ago. And here I have rose petals, I have sigil, I have a person's name. And when I created this spell, I burnt a 7 days candle on the top of the jar. So what I do is every once a month or so. Usually on a full moon, I will burn a candle on the top of the jar, just to keep the ball rolling, just to keep the magic still working. And then I can use a simple candle like this one. I don't need a 7 days candle again, because I used the 7 days candle when I created the spell. So this is just for maintenance, but I could use this red larger candle if I felt that the magic was kind of fading, just to give it an extra boost. So this is something that you can do. You can create a jar for your spell and burn a real large candle on the top of the jar when you create the spell, and then whenever you feel that your magic is fading, you just revive it with new candles. And then you can use the candle color, which is in accordance with the ingredients you used. So maybe you're, writing a book and you created this spell to help you write, so you would use a blue candle instead of a red one. Or maybe you're doing something for money, so you would use a green candle, and so on. So I think you get the idea here, right? You can use candles to keep a spell always working. And remember that you should use the candle size, which is in accordance with the intensity of the spell. So let's say that you just want a tiny little boost for something that you are going to do in 1 hour or so. So maybe you're leaving to a job interview, and maybe you have already created a big spell to bring you good job opportunities and financial stability and stuff like that. So what you could do is you could use a little bit of the same ingredients that you used before on your main spell and put in a tiny little bottle like this one. Then you can burn a birthday candle on the top as you get ready to leave the house. This is going to burn in 15 minutes or so. And take this little bottle with you. This is going to be an extension of your main spell. And during the job interview, you can casually touch the bottle and magic is going to happen. And I gave you the example of a job interview, but let's say you created a love spell, a long-term thing, and you're finally going on a date with this person. So this is what I would do as well. All right, so this is a way to keep the magic going and keep the ball rolling for a long time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you use any of these techniques. And thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Saturnarian.